Hello again. Whether by accident or design, events in Ireland relating to immigration are seldom reported outside that country. For example, over the last few days there's been fierce rioting in Dublin, in the course of which police cars and other vehicles have been torched and the police have used pepper spray to drive back angry crowds. In the description to this video I give a link to a piece about the disturbances in Dublin. This is the culmination of a series of events rather than coming out of the blue, but the build-up has been rather ignored by the international press. The situation is that many people in the Irish Republic are baffled and angry to see the high levels of immigration to their country, and they simply cannot understand why it's happening. They see shanty towns springing up, and crime wave engulfing their country, and yet they're accused of being far-right racists if they voice any objection. The official line is that this is an unplanned situation, that many people are turning up in Ireland out of the blue and the government have been overwhelmed by this unexpected situation. The disorder yesterday was caused by building work being carried out to convert an old factory into accommodation for asylum seekers. The Irish government, by the way, do not refer to asylum seekers, much less do they call them illegal immigrants. Terms like that are far too inflammatory. They describe them instead as international protection applicants. You can use all the euphemisms you like, but this doesn't alter in any way the situation about which Irish people are protesting. They feel that they are being overrun, and they're not wrong. When their government tells them this is all some surprising development that couldn't have been foreseen, they are, of course, lying in their teeth, like all politicians. 5 years ago, the then Housing Minister, Simon Coveney, stated, "My goal is to make Dublin the most dynamic international capital city in Europe, while targeting a doubling in the size of our other cities by 2040. He specifically mentioned that Cork, Galway and Waterford would be among the cities that should double in size. The only way this could possibly be achieved, of course, would be through massive immigration, raising the possibility that within a few years half the population of Ireland's cities would be foreigners. For many, this was a step too far, especially since the housing crisis has meant that today there's an estimated shortfall of 250,000 homes in Ireland, even with the current number of people in the country. How this might work out in the future and enable a city like Cork to support twice as many people as presently live there has never really been explained. The current situation in Ireland is that it reached a point where only 75% of the population identifies as having white Irish ancestry, and this proportion continues to decline. Dublin is indeed well on its way to becoming a dynamic international capital city. The tent city down by the canal tells us that. If more evidence is needed, one only has to look at the prisons of Ireland, where over 20% of the people being sent to prison are now foreigners. It is sometimes claimed that high levels of immigration to Britain are a consequence of our having had an empire. It's hinted that in some strange way the change in Britain is payback for the misdeeds of our ancestors. This argument can, however, hardly apply to Ireland. What did the Irish people ever do to deserve such a payback? It's probably too late for Ireland to reverse this awful process, but one can't really blame citizens there for trying.